This is City Decoded. I am your host, Sophina Turner, and I do welcome you all back to this new episode, which is episode number 24. We're going to be talking a little bit about, I will say, why do the schools, these public city schools, still fighting to get air conditioning units in the schools, where the children have to leave out of school a half a day. And it seemed to be an ongoing problem. But before I get into that, I want to talk a little bit about Frances E W Harper. Frances E W Harper, which is Frances Ellen Watkins Harper. She was born free in Baltimore in 1825. By the time of her death in 1911, she had become almost an institution in both literary and political circles. Harper used what seems to have been a tireless energy to publish countless poems, articles, essays, and novels, examining both racial and gender division among Americans. Often thought of as the inaugural protest poet, she presented her themes and graceful rhetoric, skillful metaphor, allusion, and allegory, and embracing the demands of her craft along with the exigencies of the social moment. Harper worked ably and extensively in her lifetime with the Underground Railroad, the Maine Anti-Slavery Society, the Women's Christian Temperance Movement, the African Methodist Episcopal Church, the African Equal Rights Association, the Universal Peace Unions, the National Council of Women, and the National Association of Colored Women. Her poems on miscellaneous subjects was published in 1854 with a preface by William Lloyd Garrison. This volume proved so popular that it went through over 20 reprints in the author's lifetime. Harper was also the author of Moses, A Story of the Nile, published in 1869, Poems in 1871, and Sketches of Southern Life in 1873. Iola Leroy, one of the more widely read novels written by an African American of the 19th century, was published in 1893. Now, I would like to read to you, before I get into my topic of conversation, a poem by Frances E W Harper, and it's called Learning to Read. Very soon, the Yankee teachers came down and set up school. But oh, how the Rebs did hate it. It was aging their rule. Our masters always tried to hide book learning from our eyes. Knowledge didn't agree with slavery. It would make us all too wise. But some of us would try to steal a little from the book and put the words together and learn by hook or crook. I remember Uncle Caldwell, who took pot liquor fat and greased the pages of his book and hid it in his hair and hid it in his hat. And, I'm sorry, I have to get my glasses. I'm trying to read this without my glasses, but I do apologize for the stall, but let me put my glasses on so I can make sure I'm hitting all the words right. And had his master ever seen the leaves upon his head, he'd have thought them greasy papers, but nothing to be read. And there was Mr. Turner's Ben, who heard the children spell, and picked the words right up by heart, and learned to read 'em well. Well, the northern folks kept sending the Yankee teachers down, and they stood right up and helped us, though Rebs did sneer and frown. And I longed to read my Bible, for precious word it said, ye orators of point and pith, who force the world to heed you, what skeletons you'll journey with, ere it is forced to feed you. A little gold won't mar our grace, a little ease our glory. This world's a better abiding place when money clinks its story. When money clinks its story. Yes, this was entitled Learning to Read. Learning to Read. That's what this was entitled. Now, this is my poetry book that was given to me by a wonderful young lady as a gift, which is my son's former girlfriend, Chelsea. And I love this book. I'm starting to really read it more and more now than ever. So, Learning to Read is a wonderful poem. And I want to get into certain things of this storyline, which is about our school systems. I just wonder what is going on with our Baltimore City schools. It seems like the children are taking more time off than in. I know we're in a pandemic. I understand weather conditions sometimes can determine the fact of them staying in school all day. But there are things that should have already happened that has not happened when it comes down to just air conditioning units in the schools. Now, we all had to vote on whether or not we wanted, casinos in this state. Especially the one at Live, Maryland Live and Horseshoe downtown. And they said that the money's supposed to, now this is what they say the money, the casino gambling revenue is supposed to go to. They say it's supposed to support education, the communities and jurisdictions that the casino is lodged in, Maryland's horse racing industry, small minority and women-owned businesses, and offer funds that enable the state to offer cost-free problems gambling treatment and services. Now, I don't mean no harm. Do that sound like a contradiction to you in some sense when it comes down to that number 5, that last one? Offer funds that enable the state to offer cost-free problems, gambling treatment, and services. I mean, I know people going to do what they want to do anyway, and they're going to find their ways to, to do it. I mean, but you offering it right up to them, to their face, to go to a casino and gamble. But I understand you feel, though, that you're doing your due diligence with offering, this other, your funds to this program for treatment. Okay. I still think that's a contradiction in its own right. They said the gambling money goes to the state controller's office. And they also said that state and local government collect revenue from gambling, lottery, casinos. But is the money really being dispersed where it's supposed to be? You know, the casinos made over $500 million. $500 million. But we still fighting for the children to receive what they need in order for them to achieve and get a full education. And it shouldn't be a lot of half days in the midst of that because of no air conditioning units. Now, I was talking to a couple co-workers the other day about one of the things that can be, it's like a problem solver. And we was talking, and one of the things that my co-worker mentioned that maybe let's use the Ravens as well as the Orioles. They sell season passes as well as single pass, tickets, for these games that they're having, the home games and things of that nature. So why not, let's say, charge $1 on top of the regular fee it costs to pay for a ticket or a season pass, and distribute that money to the schools to help build and repair for these children, for our future, for them to receive the proper education that they need, where they won't be missing so much time from school. Have some T's and I's in charge of making sure that the money is being dispersed the way it should be dispersed. We need this. So I thought that was a wonderful suggestion. And I said, I think I am going to talk about that on my podcast. Because we need to do something that's going to better our city, that's going to better our state, that's going to better our environment, that's going to better our children and their thinking skills. Lift them up. Help them to flourish. That's important to all of us. So we got to apply more critical thinking to how to make things better for all of us, especially for our children and education. So I just wanted to toss that out there to everyone on what can we do? Do you think there is something more that can be done for how money is being dispersed around the state when it comes down to what they're supposed to apply it to, when it comes down to our tax dollars? And how can we make it better for our children? How can they reap the benefits of these programs and things of that nature, or schools and the betterment of building and making it better where they don't have to miss so much time and they can get the proper education that they need. So let's talk about it. And I want everyone to please participate in this because it's important. It's very important. So I'm going to bid y'all a good day. This is Charm City Decoded. I'm your host, Sophina Turner, and I will talk to you soon.